Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So I have found it. I found the reason why Meghan did not go to the Gracie Award. Her real reason for skipping it. Right here on dailyrecord.co.uk says Meghan Markle won top entertainment podcast hot for the Archetype podcast at the Gracie Awards, but chose to not attend the event despite her big win. This came out on May 26th, 2023. Very quick article here. So, after winning an honorable award for her revolutionary Spotify podcast, Meghan's fans were keen to see her collect her gong for her most recent nomination. The Duchess of Suing and Sex was awarded Top Entertainment Podcast Host for Archetypes podcast at the Gracie Awards presented by the Alliance for Women in Media Foundation in the United States on Tuesday. Many were hopeful that Meghan would attend the Beverly Hills Awards ceremony, but it turned out she didn't attend the bash in person and just sent her message in gratitude instead, the Mirror reports. Meghan was reportedly forced to miss the event due to other commitments. According to Hello magazine, Meghan had never planned to be present at the ceremony because she had a, quote, personal commitment. The Gracie Awards, which is a celebration that honors programming created for women, by women, and about women, would have been very fitting for the Duchess, who received a Women of Vision award earlier this month. Yeah, but what is a woman, Meghan? Can you answer that question? Because none of you lefties can, just saying. But anyhow, it's like straddling two different psychologies there, two different worlds. Now, some people have suggested or said that they think what really happened is Meghan is narc injured and she's in hiding because of the fiasco of a publicity stunt that her and Harry pulled in. Oops, I think it's not up here. Pulled in Manhattan at the first award thing she went to. So let's take a look at this. Did she really have some kind of personal commitment? Or, here we have my camera up, or was she just narc injured and upset? Or was it something else? Something else come up? Did she get a pimple and she didn't want her picture taken? What happened? Let's find out. Why did Meghan not go to the Gracie Awards? Inquiring minds want to know. I know you're all dying to know, and we're going to do a reading on it today and find out. And fittingly for Meghan, I'm using the Tarot Illuminati, a beautiful deck. I've already shuffled the cards, so we're going to split the deck and take a look at this. Why did Meghan not go? And what effect did her events, shall we say, true or untrue, that occurred in New York, how did that affect the reason she didn't go? Let's find out. I shuffle the cards, so I'm going to split the deck. Let's see what the cards will show. What's going on with that narc? What happened? Meghan Markle not show up for an award? What? Or as Oprah Winfrey would say, what? All right, so let's see here. What was her general attitude? What was going on with her? Oh, 10 of Wands reversed. Ooh, she was devastated. She gave up. She felt like everything she had worked so hard for just collapsed. She collapsed. She couldn't make it up those steps to the Gracie Award up here. There's the Gracie Award. She couldn't do it. She's like, I can't. She just collapsed. And the PR, the wands, I take it as, and I kind of see these wands right now as being like peacock feathers, the kind of peacock featherish. This is her. She's usually strutting around like a peacock with a gold dress and whatnot. I'm sure she had another gold dress all lined up for this, but boom, she was devastated. She couldn't face the media. She couldn't face it. It was like the end. She felt like it's over. My life's over. My career's over. What did she do instead? What was she doing? The Fool. Planning and plotting something new here, I see. And possibly something with Harry. I often see Harry as the fool around her. But she was devastated. She gave up. She gave up. She quit. She gave up. She rolled up in bed with a bottle of wine and a loaf of bread, like she wrote about in her Tig blog not so long ago. And she started plotting something new. I think she was trying to come up with a new version of the story of what happened. I still think they are sticking to it. So I do think that Harry and Meghan are not backing down from it. They can't. They're like the globalists. They're like the FDA and the CDC and Fauci. Like you confront them with how many people they've killed and all the myocarditis, pericarditis, but they're gonna come back to you and say, no, 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 it's perfectly safe and effective. Well, that's how Megan's being with this story in New York. Bottom of the deck is the sun. Success, her career. So this is about, I always think of Sunshine Sachs and her PR, so her having her face up there everywhere, every day, in every way. Yeah, so this is about her publicity. It's about her career. Her career is being in the magazines and news as much as possible. But yeah, she really took it a step further with that New York alleged catastrophic car chase that she claimed to have. She did the breaking news red box thing, which was, of course, going a step beyond her usual, fluff pieces in the tabloids, right? She was taking it into the like news world, into like breaking events, right? So she's trying to come up with something new, a new way to spin this, something new to come up with, because she knows that this whole, I think this is pertaining, we're going to see in a minute or a second what the effect of that car chase story affected her, but I see that she was collapsed here. I think that she's trying to figure out what she's going to do next, because he's kind of got his hand in his chin. He's trying to figure out, okay, what next? What am I going to do next? So what's the real reason she didn't go? We know she was devastated, but even though she's devastated, she can still put on that rictus grin and go out. I mean, she's faced lots of things, and when she was in the UK and whatnot, walking around with a fake baby bump and whatnot, and she still managed to pull through. She's tough. She's tungsten, man. So I mean, even though the whole New York story collapsed, it's still hard to believe she didn't toughen up and use that steel spine of hers and just waltz out there. I mean, after all, she would be on stage giving a speech, doing her favorite thing there. But of course, she also likes to do the peekaboo thing, right? So this is her thing. She's all over the media, and then doing her mountain walk, having the PR take her background take pictures, and then she's in New York, blasted all over, and then she disappears for a few months, right? She does the peekaboo. She's always done that. So what's the real reason she didn't go to Gracie? Oh yeah, she was drunk as a skunk. She was feeling sorry for herself. Oh yeah, she was depressed. She was like, here's the award. They're giving her the award. Like, here's your award. You wanted it so badly. We called your stupid podcast the most entertaining podcast of the year, which is laughable. We all know it. Nothing could be further from the truth. Her podcast is annoying and grating. It's nothing but Marxist communist propaganda with her stupid ideas of, oh, diva, that's a bad word. I mean, this nonsense that she comes up with, demonizing certain words because according to her, right? But she was depressed. She was you know what? She chose to stay home and get high and drunk with Harry. I think maybe that's why I got the fool here. Maybe Harry's like, "Don't worry, sweetie. Have some of my drugs. You'll love it. Try some of my ayahuasca. Take you away." So she stayed home and got drunk instead. So she couldn't go either because she was devastated and collapsed also because she was on something. She took something. It was too much for her. She couldn't handle the pushback. Harry and Meghan, that's the reason you have to wonder how could they be so crazy with that story when it's so easily provable false. You got to remember that these two are not in reality. They are not in reality. They are isolated and high and delusional as ever. So, yeah. So she stayed home. She's feeling sorry for herself too. So how much did the fake story, her lies about a car chase in New York, that whole thing blowing up, that whole story blowing up, how did that affect her? Oh, King of Cups reversed. Oh boy. Yeah, very much so. And she also is devastated because, of course, this was for the benefit of the courts, which also didn't work out. Harry's lost his case in court to get, be able to pay for police protection. But also, I think Meghan also blames King of Cups, William and Charles, mostly William, I think. She blames him for it. She's like, he had something to do with it. He ruined it. He called the mayor of New York and told him to laugh at us. And then he called the police. He influenced them. I know it. I know it. So anything that doesn't go right for her, she automatically blames William and Charles. Prince William and King Charles. It's all their fault. Harry, your brother and father did something. This is the problem when you're messing around with very powerful people. I mean, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't think they did, but in her mind, they did, and who knows? They have a lot of influence in places, but be surprising, be very surprising. So yeah, she was devastated. She was devastated, very upset. And so, it's the worst for her to be humiliated publicly in the publicity and to have, all of these people come out and in the media, mainstream media, even what's her name, Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, whoa, So yeah, it's pretty bad there. So she is humiliated and things getting worse. Was bad enough already. She's already by herself all the time in Montecito. Nobody invites her over. She doesn't have any friends out there. Nobody wants to be seen with them. So what was she expecting? What was she expecting to happen if she went to the Gracie Awards? I mean, what was she really expecting? Eight of Wands reversed. See, she didn't like because the story got out of her control. And this is what she normally loves having this upright, right? Shooting out her stories. Breaking news, we're chased by this aggressive circle of paparazzi, the gang of them, But she knew that the story backfired, and she knew that if she went to the Gracie Awards, that she was going to get, peppered with questions about it and what really happened, and she'd be expected, she would have to come up with a story, right? I mean, because she's not going to tell the truth. And so she's realizing now she's going to be very careful what she says because people are going to remember it. She's been lying and lying and lying. And of course, she's not going to apologize. Harry and Meghan never apologized. This is what they do. They disappear because they know they should apologize. They got caught lying. They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. So if they had an ounce of integrity or decency or humanity, they would own up to it and say, okay, yeah, we exaggerated, we lied. No, Meghan won't do that. She won't do that. So she couldn't face the questions from the people there. Because even if she didn't talk to the press, even if she just talked to people who were there, stories would get out. Right. I mean, this is Hollywood now, right? So everything gets out. Everything gets back to crazy days and nights in a nanosecond, right? That evening he would be podcasting about it. Oh yeah, this is what Meghan says happened. You know what I mean? So yeah, so she couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle that she was being lambasted in the media, and she knew that that going to the awards for her podcast. I mean, I think she knows, and as Omid Scobie would say, in her heart of hearts, she knows that she doesn't deserve this Gracie Award for her podcast. She knows her podcast sucks. Everybody knows it sucks. I mean, it's not even, everybody gets more views. Murky Meg, everybody who does her channels on YouTube get more views than her podcast. Come on. So, anyways, let's see here. Yankee Wally certainly got more views, that's for sure. So what was she so afraid of? What was she so afraid of or worried about going to the awards? Oh, Three of Pentacles reversed. Well, there were some experts there and also people that she wanted to work with in the industry. You know, there were some top Hollywood types there that she wanted to work with. And she knew that if she went at this point in time with all the horrible publicity she's getting and all the ridiculing her and Harry are set themselves up for with their little, you know, alleged chase. Yeah, they've got to do some kind of like comedy about this. You know, someone's gonna make a skit about, you know, like the Keystone Cops kind of thing with Meghan and Harry running away from a little, you know, boy with a camera or something, because it's just such a joke. But yeah, she didn't want to, you know, ruin her chances with getting a movie deal because she still wants to get a movie deal. This is like getting, I see this as like movie reels, and these are like the experts saying, "Here's a contract for a movie deal, Megan. We'll make you a superhero." Remember, she wants to be a super. She still wants to be a superhero in a movie. But she's worried that if she went to this Gracie Award right now and all the publicity that would come out and all the stories that would make her look even worse. Like the only way to try to mitigate some of the damage is by going silent, right? Radio silent, which of course she is. She has her and Harry. So yeah, so she's humiliated. She doesn't want to ruin any future potential opportunities with people who are there, potential people to work with. I mean, it's all, you know, hobnobbing in Hollywood, right? Meeting new directors and producers and etc. At these things. And so, you know, it's not just collecting an award, but you know, the you know, meeting and talking to people. And she, yeah, at this point in time, she knew it was a very bad time for her to even think about going and trying to strike up new deals, right? So what's she hoping for by staying home? What is she hoping she accomplishes by staying home? And I get reversed the Prince of Pentacles. So again, I get a work-related card, and I'm getting that the Princess Diana crash. This kind of reminds me of, you know, it's Pentacle. The prince is like the knight here on his horse. You can see his dark horse here. So, you know, she still wants to push the, you know, Princess Diana car crash story, and she's hoping that if she just doesn't say anything, maybe some people will believe it really happened and take her side. You know, this is at this point in time when she has her Sussex Squad step in and her PR. Now, she did have her, you know, a couple of people come right out and say, "Oh, yes, I saw it. I saw the paparazzi following them. It was terrible. It was so scary." So she had that come out, and she had her, you know, Gayle King came out for Oprah. And by the way, Gavin Newsom is considering Oprah Winfrey as for a Senate seat. I read possibly. That would be scary. Oprah in government, right? Like I don't know if it's gonna be any worse than what's already there, but you know, it's just a joke. It's a freaking joke at this point. Anyways, but Gayle King, Oprah Winfrey's mouthpiece, came out and supported Megan's story and said it doesn't matter what the facts are, it's how is Megan feeling. So that came out. So, and you know, her PR, her new PR company, and another woman, I guess that works at Archwell or something. So she is still trying to push and align herself with the Princess Diana car crash story. It's very important to Megan and her Netflix movie she wants to come out with. So yeah, she feels like this, and she's hoping that by not going, maybe people at the awards show will wonder, and she'll leave them wondering because they won't be able to ask her point blank what happened, you know. So she can't make things any worse by embellishing or saying something dumb. Anything else dumb, and I should say. What did Megan's PR firm? So she's got this new, whatever, I call it a PR firm, a new agency that she's with, the WME. What was their advice to her regarding this? And I get Ace of Pentacles reversed. Well, they told her she should just go and get the award. You know, they said, just go do it. You know, just be quick about it, be in and out, say, oh, I've got to run, I've got to be somewhere else. Just go in, post her some pictures and leave because this is an opportunity or was an opportunity for her to be standing there with an award, and the pictures would be great for publicity. But, you know, of course, you know, Megan's going to do what she's going to do. She's not going to listen to their advice. Um, so, yeah, she ignored them. But they were, they tried to tell her to just go get it quickly, just go in and go out. Don't talk to anyone, just walk in, walk out. But Meghan couldn't even do that, wouldn't even do that. And besides, like I said, Meghan, I think, was drunk as a skunk. Drunk as a skunk in a funk. She hit the bottle instead. So yeah, that ended that. So what did she do afterwards? How to go afterwards? What was her next step? Two of Pentacles. Going back and forth, things out of control. Trying to keep the story straight, monitoring everything online. Debating it with people and etc. So she was still trying to create some controversy, but things are just too out of control. Couldn't keep the story straight. Couldn't get the mayor of London to say something. They really pushed that mayor of London to come out and say something about how terrible it is they treated Meghan, those paparazzi. She almost died in a 2-hour car chase. And the mayor of London was just like, it's not my problem, right? So she was like trying to push this story, but it was out of control. Nobody was cooperating. She was, of course, trying to get it on both sides of the Atlantic, which you can see here naturally with the ocean and all that. And it wasn't working. She was trying to get other people in Britain to, maybe people in parliament. Now, remember when she came out boo-hoo-hooing in South Africa that nobody asked if she's okay? She got all these members of parliament to come out and say, I support Meghan Markle. Yeah. And also suddenly all these woke, lefty, Marxist, communist, parliament members are coming out supporting her. But that was then, and this is now, and things have definitely changed. And she's finding that out the hard way, because I think she was trying to get more support, maybe from Parliament and other places in Britain, and they wouldn't do it. They were like, "No, we're staying out of it. We're staying out of this shizzle show. We're not having anything to do with this." So things just got more and more out of control as time went on, because she couldn't reverse course. She couldn't get it back on track, So she was trying new ways, new people, trying to come up with a way to get her story of being chased by paparazzi back uh, on track, and it couldn't happen. It just kept it snowballed out of control away from her, and there was just nothing she could do about it at that point to stop this story. Yeah, the truth from coming out, I should say, not the story, but she couldn't stop the truth from coming out and from people to, realize that she was lying, her and Harry. And how is this going to affect her in the long run, this whole fiasco? Oh my goodness, no. Major Arcana Strength reverse, the Harry and Meghan card. Oh, there's Meghan in her wedding dress marrying Harry, the beast there. But yeah, yeah, reversed, which means this story is just the beginning of the end, right? It's downhill from here, is what I'm getting with Strength reversed. This story is just the tipping off to things just going downhill, and it just shows. I mean, the fact that she used this massive amount of publicity using breaking news emergency channels to say breaking news, this is the biggest story. She was trying to make this the story of the year. She was trying to make this huge. She was trying to make this Fulani Ngozi George Floyd big, and it didn't happen. It backfired. It totally backfired. No matter who came out and said, yes, it did, it happened, it happened, no one's believing it, no one's buying it. And Meghan's realizing this shows that her and Harry have just lost all credibility and all prestige, and nobody supports them. Really, no one. Not even the people that don't really pay attention and don't follow it like we do. Even they're done with Harry and Meghan and their lies, because everyone knows that there's no way you could have a 2-hour car chase in Manhattan. It just could not happen. It's such an outrageous lie that alone is nobody believed it. So thank goodness that they tried to come up with such a stupid whopper in New York. It was whoever came up with that cockamamie idea needs to, thank you, because this is going to ruin them. This story is really the end for them. It's the beginning of the end, is what I'm getting. Harry and Meghan are shown to be out of control, and the Strength reverse does show that. It shows the drug abuse and the out of control nature of them, and the delusions and the unhealthiness of them, and the obsession they have with aligning themselves with Princess Diana's car crash again and again and again. So yeah, this is good news for us. The truth is finally coming out. Harry and Meghan are reaping the repercussions of that, and Meghan is devastated. So yeah, she stayed home and drank. She was feeling sorry for herself. Prior commitment. She had no prior commitment. She was sitting her butt home, boo-hoo-hooing. Didn't go anywhere. She was like killing chickens again for Charles and William or whoever she wants to blame for this. But she didn't go nowhere. She had no commitments of any kind. You know that. Anyway, so that is what I see for why Meghan didn't go to the Gracie Awards to pick up her award for the most entertaining podcast of the year. She didn't go. She was a no-show. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.